Hi everybody, my name's Ed Morris and I'm Technical Manager for Altechnic. We just want to do a short video today where we're going to focus on pressure reducing valves, but we're going to focus on the system design side of a pressure reducing valve. Now there's often a misconception that you can just fit a pressure reducing valve to any system and you'll get the performance out of the valve, but it's not necessarily true. All valves have their own operating parameters and we have to make sure that the valve works within those operating parameters. So this is the first of a two-part video where we're going to focus on stage reduction. And what we mean by stage reduction is we're going to focus on taking from a high pressure down to a low pressure, and what we do in between there to make sure that the valves are all working within their recommended operating windows. So let's say we'll focus on this first stage pressure reduction side of things. So we'll use an example now of a boosted cold water set on lower ground floors of buildings, etc., where the pressures are still relatively high. Now, a standard pressure reducing valve will work off a reduction ratio of 3:1. So if we want 2 bar at this valve, the maximum that we can put into the valve is 6 bar, because then we're going through the pressure reduction ratio. But if we're talking 12 bar incoming, obviously there's a big gap there of these pressure reductions. So we fit what's called a first stage PRV. Now this is from our 536 range of PRVs and it is dedicated as a first stage PRV. Now the reason it's a dedicated first stage PRV is because of the operating parameters that it works to. So we spoke before, so the maximum range or setting range of this valve is 0.5 bar or 1 bar to 6 bar. But obviously we need to go above that because we need to get the pressure down from 12 bar. So we'll put this valve in place. Now the reason, like I said before, is because it's got a higher setting range. So we go from 6 to 10 bar on this valve, so we can start to stage the reduction as it comes down. So we'll take our 12 bar incoming, and then we can take that down to, say for instance, we set this valve to 6 bar. So what we've done, we've halved that pressure straight away by using the first stage PRV. So that will sit in line of the valve in the pipe system. So now we've got 6 bar here, and we want to bring this down to say for instance 2 or 3 bar. So we bring in this valve now within its operating parameter. So we've gone 12 to 6, and now we can go from 6 to 3 or 6 to 2 because we're still within the operating range. Now what that allows us to be able to do is stage that reduction comfortably to keep the valve working within its operating ranges. Now if we try and exceed that, if we try and go above that 3:1 ratio, we start to create problems with cavitation through the valve. And what that tends to mean is we get disrupted movement on the seat, and we start to get noise through the valve, but more importantly what we do is we shorten the life of the valve because the diaphragm and the internal components start to get damaged within there. So we have to make sure we do it right. We have to understand the valves, understand how they function, what their operating or setting parameters are, to enable us to be able to set this system in a way that we're going to get the valves to be able to operate comfortably and well within their working windows to eliminate the issues of cavitation through the valve. So first stage PRVs, we put them in front, so like a first line defence of high pressure, so 12 bar down to 6 bar, then 6 bar down to 3 or 2 bar, whatever the outlet want to be. And what you're going to get there is you're going to get a nice quiet life for the valve, but you're going to get an extended life because we're not forcing any high pressure through the valve, and we're keeping it well within its operating ratio of 3:1. So that's what we talk about when we look at first stage pressure reduction. So I hope you found this video interesting. There's going to be a second part of this where we're going to look at high and low flow. If you want any more information on any of our pressure reducing valves, head over to our website www.altechnic.co.uk, and on there you will find all of our data sheets and IOMs for all of our valve ranges. So thank you for watching.